Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, enjoying the conversation on UCLA football with Tony Siracusa from Last Word on College Football. Tony, this is the last thing I'm going to hit you with. I don't know if you saw this. It was brought to my attention the other day. College Football News apparently rates and ranks the coaches 1 through 130 each year. And before I hit you with the number where Chip Kelly was ranked, I guess it's based on the season turned in by the coach. So,
Sure.
for example, most people would consider Nick Saban to be the best coach in college football. And if he's not right this second, he's just been eclipsed by Dabo Swinney.
Right.
That would be conventional thinking. And then if people are really thinking outside the box, maybe they think Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern or somebody like that has a far less resources and talent to work with, and they are overachieving. Maybe there could be an argument made that somebody like that is arguably the best coach in college football. So I was looking at these the other day, again, brought to my attention by another guest, because I thought they were a bit ridiculous. I understand what they're going for here, because I tend to take more of a broad approach to this coach's ability year to year, unless it's a Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno situation in their last 5 years where they're a shadow of themselves from their greatness. I'm going to appropriately rank them now, not based on their legend. Guys like, for example, Luke Fickell, after going 4-8 at Cincinnati in his first year, was ranked like one of the 5 worst coaches in America. Now, suddenly he's one of the 15 best coaches in America. I don't know how these guys get so smart so quickly. Matt Rule, the same thing. He was the next to worst coach in America last year. They've got him ranked in the top 12 in America. That makes no sense to me. Yes. So Lane Kiffin dropped. He went the other way. He went from number 3 to 107.
He got dumb somehow.
With Lane Kiffin, he might be the accurate aberration here. But Bill Snyder, 104. So Chip Kelly's at number 103. Of course, he wasn't ranked last season, having not coached UCLA in 2017. But College Football News not regarding Chip Kelly's first season at UCLA as being much of a success.
It wasn't. I mean, there's no way to spin 3-9 and call it good. There were some positives that you could take out of it based on some individual achievements. Maybe Joshua Kelly and his performance at running back, which, you had to go back 5, 6, 7 years to find a UCLA running back who performed that well. Maybe for the first time in years, an improved offensive line. But what that requires is some analysis beyond looking at it and saying 3-9. What happened to Chip Kelly? He went from championship level coach to a fool. We know that didn't happen. We know that Chip Kelly came in December, grabbed whatever there was left of the recruiting season and did whatever he was going to do with it. And that was the way that worked. There is, as you point out, I'm more inclined to take a look at what a coach has to work with, whether it's the team that he has left or the team he recruited, the players that he has, the facilities that he's working with, the things that he is given to build what he has. And look, frankly, there could be a coach who is 8-4, who I think is a better coach than a guy who winds up going 10-2 or 11-1 based on those kinds of things. Can Chip Kelly pull off an 8-4 this year? Sure he can. The schedule's viable. You got Oklahoma, thankfully for UCLA, no Kyler Murray, coming with Oklahoma, but still obviously a very good, very capable team now with Jalen Hurts, leading Oklahoma. So you got Oklahoma coming to the Rose Bowl. You got a very skilled team there. You got a tough schedule again, but again, you've got a team that has spent now a year together, almost coming back. We're going to 90%, 85 to 90% in its entirety coming back. Shouldn't be any excuses now. These guys know what to expect from Chip Kelly. There should be no surprises when spring camp starts next month.
The college football coach, by the way, with the #1 rated season in 2018. Did you hear this, Tony?
I,
According to College Football News,
I did not.
Mark Stoops of Kentucky. I have no issue with that. Again, if you're just
I really don't either.
the job that they did this particular season.
It was a historic season for Kentucky. It wasn't just a good season by Kentucky standards in that program. It reached historic levels, and it was done with Stoops players, the guys that he recruited, guys like Benny Snell that he brought into the program, or a guy like Josh Allen who nobody wanted, was lowly recruited when he was in high school and turns into the Nagurski Award winner. I've got no problem with that kind of vote at all.
Tony Siracusa from Last Word on College Football, breaking down UCLA for us and doing a fine job, as he typically does, always does. Not typically, it's a 100% guarantee. When Tony gets on here, he delivers each and every time. Tony, we appreciate you stopping by, sir.
Always glad to do it, Mark.